This is Mugen, founded by the son of Soichiro Honda. Given a blank check, a factory connection, and a Formula One pedigree, they were the official, untouchable giant. And this is Spoon, a tiny, surgically clean garage run by a single, obsessive ex-test driver named Tatsuru Ichishima. On paper, it was no contest, but on the track, it was war. This is the story of how one man's insane obsession with balance built a legend, and how his tiny shop became Honda's unofficial king. The Spoon legend doesn't start with a company, a factory, or a business plan. It starts with one man and a secret. The man was Tatsuru Ichishima, and the secret was that he knew Honda's cars better than Honda did. Ichishima wasn't just a mechanic or a racer. He was a factory test driver for Honda. His job was to take prototype cars and drive them until they broke. He felt the flex in the chassis that engineers missed. He heard the engine vibrations that computers couldn't detect. He spent his days pushing Honda's creations to their absolute limit and then beyond it. And he understood a core truth that few did. Honda's engineering wasn't something to be replaced. It was something to be perfected. He believed the soul of the car was already there, buried under mass production compromises. His philosophy started with his personal EAT Civic. It was his test bed, his laboratory, his race car, and it was the machine that would launch an empire. In 1988, he founded Spoon Sports. The name wasn't a random word. It was a tribute to the legendary high-speed fifth-gear spoon curve at Suzuka Circuit. It's a corner that terrifies inexperienced drivers, a corner that demands perfect, total balance. Get it wrong, and you're in the wall. Get it right, and it's pure driving bliss. That was his philosophy, hidden in plain sight. Even the company logo was a personal signature. The founder's name, Tatsuru, sounds nearly identical to the Japanese word for crane. Ichishima had a name, a logo, and a garage. But to build a legend, he needed to prove his philosophy. He couldn't just tell people he was right. He had to show them. And he chose to do it in the most brutal, unforgiving place on earth. That brutal place wasn't a drag strip. It wasn't a local car show. It was endurance racing. This is the turning point that defines the entire Spoon legacy. While rival tuners in Tokyo chased 1,000 horsepower numbers for the street, Ichishima chased reliability. He entered his cars in the 24 hours of Nürburgring, the Green Hell, a 14-mile circuit of terror that destroys machines. He competed in the Super Taikyu series, the Tokachi 24 Hours. These are places that find every single weakness in a car and exploit it until it fails. Spoon's total balance philosophy was forged in this fire. It's not about adding a big turbo for a single, glorious 10-second pass. It's about making a car survive 24 hours of total, relentless abuse at redline. A Spoon-tuned engine wasn't just powerful, it was bulletproof. This is how Spoon parts earned their reputation for being over-engineered. They were built for the ring, then sold to you for the street. This obsession led to the 11,000 revolutions per minute Civic. That is not a typo. He would take a stock Honda B16B engine, which redlined at 8,200 revolutions per minute, and make it sing safely to 11,000 RPM. He achieved this not with magic, but with pure obsession. His team would blueprint an engine. This meant they would tear a brand new engine down to its components. They would meticulously weight match every single piston. Not close. Exactly. Down to the gram. They did the same for every connecting rod. The goal wasn't just adding power. The goal was eliminating the microscopic vibrations that kill an engine at high RPM. The result was a screaming, perfectly balanced, vibration-free work of art. It sounded like a Formula One car. It was the sound of perfection. The racing world was taking notice. But to truly become an icon, Spoon had to take on its giant sibling, the rival that lived in the same house. This is the secret war for Honda's soul. Spoon versus Mugen. If Spoon was the insane scientist, Mugen was the establishment. Mugen was founded in 1973 by Hirotoshi Honda, the son of Soichiro Honda himself. Mugen had a direct, unofficial, official factory line. They had a blank check, a massive budget, a history in Formula One. They were the anointed choice, the blue-blooded royal family of Honda. Spoon was the independent underdog, the purist. This wasn't just a rivalry on the track. It was a total clash of philosophies, and it showed in the cars they built. Mugen's masterpiece was the Mugen RR. They took a Civic Type R and with Honda's blessing, rebuilt it. It was a complete, finished OEM Plus car you bought from a dealer. It was exclusive, eye-wateringly expensive, and perfect. Spoon's masterpiece was whatever your car was. Spoon didn't sell complete cars. They sold the potential. Their S2000 demo car, for example. Mugen's version had high-tech carbon fiber and a refined, smooth power delivery. Spoon's version had a raw, guttural exhaust, rock-hard suspension, and an engine that screamed. In 2001, Spoon opened Type 1. This is a critical detail. Type 1 is not the Spoon headquarters. That's just an office and a warehouse. Type 1 is the pilgrimage site. It's a surgically clean workshop, looking more like a laboratory than a garage. There is no compromise. When you walk in, the first floor is for chassis work and alignment. The second floor, accessible by a car elevator, is only for engine and transmission building. No dirt, no dust, no excuses. This is where Ichishima's philosophies were turned into rolling art. This was the peak of Spoon's naturally aspirated era. The shop produced a dynasty of JDM legends. The 900-kilogram EG6 Civic, lighter than a feather. The 11,000 RPM EK9. The perfectly balanced, circuit-ready S2000. And their iconic parts became industry benchmarks. That signature yellow valve cover wasn't just paint. It was a badge of honor. It meant your engine was built by the masters. But Spoon's most famous part might be its brakes. The Blue Spoon monoblock calipers. Today, monoblock is a common buzzword. In the 90s, Spoon was one of the first to bring it to the aftermarket. Monoblock means it's milled from a single, solid piece of aluminum. This meant less flex, less weight, and an incredibly firm, responsive pedal. It was again a part born from endurance racing. It was a pure, unadulterated function. Spoon had become the undisputed king of naturally aspirated Honda tuning. But the world was about to change, fast. And a new threat was coming, not from a rival, but from progress itself. The end of an era was coming. Honda, like the rest of the world, was moving on. The industry's new god was the turbocharger. For decades, the VTEC, powered, high-revving, naturally aspirated engine was Honda's identity. That sound, that glorious two-stage wail as the high-cam profile kicked in. That wasn't just an engine, that was a culture, a religion, and the new generation of engines didn't have it. The new heroes, the FK8 and FL5 Civic Type R, were turbocharged. They were immensely powerful. They were efficient, but they whooshed and stuttered. They didn't scream. How could a company built on 10,000 revolutions per minute's soul survive in a new world of efficient, low-revving force? This was the new conflict, Spoon versus the future. Many fans, the ones who grew up with Spoon's analog heroes, were worried. They thought the company's best days were over. That Spoon was now a glorious, beautiful relic of a bygone analog era. The naturally aspirated king was dead. Or was it? In 2021, at the NASA 25 Hours of Thunderhill, one of America's most grueling and chaotic endurance races, the car that shocked everyone by winning its E0 class was a turbocharged Honda Civic Type R FK8. It was run by Spoon Sports. This single victory was the final, definitive proof of concept. The car ran for 25 straight hours, fighting off Porsches and BMWs. It proved what the die-hard fans had missed. The spoon philosophy was never about N divided by A versus turbo. That was just the technology of the time. The philosophy was always total balance. Spoon applied the same obsessive principles to the new turbo engine. Lightweighting, chassis rigidity, perfect balance, unshakable reliability. They just applied them to a new type of motor. In 2024, they returned to the Super Tycoon series with the new FL5 Civic, bringing the blue and yellow livery to a new generation. The legacy was secure. It was never about what they were tuning. It was about how they tuned it. Mugen may have been the official factory-backed giant born from Honda's bloodline, but it was Spoon, the obsessive, independent underdog that gave Honda its rebellious, indomitable soul.